Hey guys! So people have been asking me what kind of cameras I use, and actually so many people have been asking that I thought like, okay, I should make a video about this, explaining all of my material and my reasons to use it. So yeah, let's get into it. So before we really get into it, let me say just a few things. There's a little list down below with all of the equipment that I'm using and also a little list with the time code, so you can skip to any part of the video that you would be specifically interested in. I always love it when videos have that, so I do it for you too. Alright, first let's start with this one. This is the very first camera I ever bought for filming. When I decided to get a YouTube channel in 2015, I didn't know how long I would stick to it. So I thought like, let's just get a little camera that's not too expensive, just to, just to try it out. So this is the Canon N100. I mean, it's, I think 200 and something euros. And there is a lot of downsides actually to this camera. It's like the screen cannot totally flip up. There's not a whole lot of things that you can do. I mean, you cannot adjust a lot of things. But for what I wanted to do, like filming full HD, it was perfect. And honestly, I did most press trips with this camera. And that's also what I wanted to say before we continue. Don't think you need really expensive cameras. It's more about the story that you tell, that you know how to make a shot and how to put the shots after each other. That's way more important, really way more important than the camera that you use. This one to me was a great starter, but yeah, I think after a year or so I wanted a little bit more. So my main camera, as you can see, it is filming me at the moment, is this one, the Sony RX100 Mark IV. And what I really love about this camera is it can do like insane slow motions. I'm not even using that enough, but it can do that, and I want to experiment like a lot more with it. There's really good images coming out of it. It's really small, so I can take it anywhere. I don't want to be that traveler that wakes up in the morning thinking like, oh, let's leave the camera at home because it's too big and we're going to climb a mountain today. This one, I just easily hang it on my wrist and I walk, and then as soon as I see something interesting, it's like bloop, click, and I got the shot. And I think that's the most important thing. You can have the most fancy camera in the world, but if you don't bring it, if you're like, oh, I have to get it all out of the bag and then the moment is gone, that's not the camera that you want to work with. I think there is a lot of great reviews on this camera, also on the newer one, the Mark V. So check it out if you're checking for a small camera. The second camera that I really use is my ooh, and now I hope the sound, because as you can see, my setup here is that I put a little microphone in here to, sound a bit better. But I use this here. Hi. Anyway, I use my smartphone actually a lot while filming. I made videos only with my smartphone and I think they look pretty damn good. I got myself a Samsung. This is the S7. And I got it because they say the camera is one of the best cameras, maybe even the best camera in a smartphone at the moment. And I am really, really, really happy with this one. I also have an action cam for underwater shots. It's papa, no surprise. It's the GoPro. There you go. Let me show it to you. So this is a GoPro Hero 4 and I bought this one a while ago just because it has the screen at the back. If you want to engage the viewer, get them more into the video, it's not nice to always have your GoPro on wide. So sometimes you want to put it on narrow. But when you put it on narrow and you have no idea what you're actually shooting because you're underwater, sometimes you end up with half a fish or half your body in there, and that just looks stupid. I think GoPro is an amazing camera. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, especially a lot of stuff that you cannot do with your normal camera. I also think there are other brands than just GoPro. There are more underwater cameras or action cameras just like this one. So I would check out the cheaper ones actually. Depending on what you want with them, maybe they work just fine for you. So then my last camera is actually the latest one that I bought and I'm really happy with it. I really feel lucky that it was finally delivered. Yay! Isn't she lovely? Yeah, it's the DJI Mavic. When I saw the release of this one, actually, I think it was on YouTube. And I remember there was like a guy on stage and he told about the old DJI drones and how they took up a lot of space in your backpack, which always honestly was for me the reason not to buy one. And then he said like, oh, and then, you know, and he took out his bag and he said like, this one easily fits in your bag. But I actually got it right here. And then he just took it out like of the back of his pants and just showed like, way. And I was like, whoa, holy shit. I want to have that one. I was so excited. I was literally like jumping up and down. So yeah, that's why I got it. And I love this baby. It's not cheap, but I love to fly with it. But if you're thinking about a drone, this is definitely a good option, especially if you're a travel vlogger. As you know, in my videos, I do a lot of voiceovers and I also got my equipment for that, which is this one. This is a Zoom H2N, if I say it correctly. So I bought this also a while ago. There are newer versions of this. I like it for doing my voiceover. It really does its job. And it's also not so big of a microphone that I cannot take it on the field. I see it in my own videos actually, but also in a lot of videos of others, that you just put music under something and you take away the original sound, but just the sound of like children giggling or the sound of the waves, whatever, it brings that extra dimension. It really makes the viewer feel that they are there. Talking about microphones, there he is again. One of the microphones that I do really like is this one. This is a Rode microphone for your smartphone, and actually if I put this one in my smartphone, it sounds so much better than the internal microphone of my Sony. Let me show you a little bit of the difference. Like right now I'm talking with the Sony camera sound on, so that sounds like this. And the rest of the time, like now, I am talking through this one. And the thing is also you can get it way more close, because now I just like put it right here. It's down here. You're not seeing it there in the screen, but this microphone is over here instead of all the way over there. So then I really love this one. This is Joby. It says here, I didn't make that up. Joby. Joby is really like my best friend on the road, especially when I'm traveling by myself. I need shots where I am in the screen. I just put it on the floor, I walk by and you can see me walking on a hill or on the beach or whatever, any place. Yeah, this is a great option if you don't want to carry around like a lot of weight on a tripod and you still want to have all the tripod options. I recently bought a little accessory that I also really love. Ooh, it's this one. Check it out. It's the DJI Osmo Mobile. I had been looking at the normal Osmo, but when I saw the Osmo Mobile, it's more cheap. It's more easy to set up because you only need to put your telephone in here. What this basically does is it stabilizes like the hell out of your shots. So whenever I use my telephone for things, I put it in this one and you get some really smooth, stable stuff. I love it. Another thing that I bought quite recently is this one. It's called Aladdin and you can turn it on. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yeah, there we go. And the funny thing is, like, it's really small. It gives really good light for the size it's got. And also this is really nice, like you can change, I don't know if you can see it actually, but you can change the color of the light. Yeah, I think you can see it. Like right now, it is way more yellow. And if you put it like this, it turns way more into blue. You can adapt it to any situation. If you're shooting outside, you're shooting inside, any moment you feel like, oh, I could use a little bit of a light, this is your way to go. It's not the most cheap thing to buy, but if you're looking for like this little compact light that's really useful, I would say do the investment and don't get a cheaper one, especially not if it's not able to adjust like from blue to yellow. All your footage, of course, needs to live somewhere. So I have two things for my footage to make it feel a little bit comfy, a little bit at home. That's, of course, the SD cards that I use. I've got quite a few of them. This is like only 2, but I have around 10 or 12 that are spread in the house. Sometimes I find them again. So what you're looking for in these cards is not always to get the cheapest ones. They should be big enough to get you through at least 1 day of shooting. And also what you should take care of is, I hope you can see it, it's that over there. There's a little number there, and that actually is the speed of the card. You need it to be fast. You don't want this thing to be like, oh, I'm still working on it, and your footage keeps coming in and it cannot hold up. That's just not what you want. So invest in at least some good cards. Another thing that I use is this one. If you put all your material just on your computer and you let it live there, your computer will be full in no time. So you need hard disks. What I do is I put my video footage on 2. So this one is my backup. So if one of them is crashing, I still have the other one with all the material. So what do we have left? Another thing that may seem really small but can be so extremely useful is this one's extra batteries. I got like extra batteries for everything. And the thing is, you just don't want to run out of batteries. I mean, everyone tells you it's true. I forgot them when I was in Puerto Princesa, and now I have a lot of footage that I had to shoot with my telephone, and I didn't want to shoot it with my telephone. I wanted to shoot it with the Sony, but I couldn't because I left the freaking batteries at home. So just don't make that mistake. What I also always have in my bag is my little lens pen, because if there is like dirt on the lens, or sometimes when you meet children and you are filming, they put like their finger on the lens and stuff like that. You need something like this. It has a little brush. And then on the other side, this is what you really clean the lens with. Wow, so I believe this is it actually. If you made it through the end of this video, let me give you one last thing to consider. I have the feeling that many people feel they should buy the camera of some of their favorite vloggers or videographers, or like just a better camera than they have, because then their filming will improve. In some way it's correct. If you got a better camera, you've got a lot of more options to do really good video. But what people tend to forget is that video really is 2 things. On one side, it is your equipment, but on the other side, it's really your knowledge of what you do with it, also your editing and your storytelling. And many people don't invest in their editing and storytelling, but they keep on buying better cameras. And the problem with that is you will never get satisfied with a better camera, because you can do a lot more, but your videos in the end will not turn out that much better. Get into color grading, get into what shot goes where. So invest your time in both things. Let me know also if you want me to show you my entire process of editing, from like going through the material to the final result, choosing the music and all stuff like that. So let me know if you want that. Give this video a thumbs up if you want more videos like this, or if it has helped you. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you just want to share what kind of material you are using, because I'm also really curious for that. Leave it in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I see you next time.